Hello everyone, welcome back again to our microeconomic microeconomics lecture. So before jumping into our today's topic, let me recall first what we have discussed last time. Is a sort of flash recall. So last time we discussed about production cost. No, we're talking about the total cost, and we also talk about the profit in which profit is equals to the total sales or the total revenue minus the total cost. If the total cost is greater than the total revenue, then lugi yun, wala profit, no? And we also discuss about implicit cost and also the explicit cost. So try to review on that. And because we have the different types of cost, that's why we have the accounting profit as well as the economic profit. Na alam natin na ang economic profit and accounting profit differ because there is explicit cost and implicit cost. And they also discuss about the production functions by which the production is a function of inputs, no? Land, labor, capital, machineries, equipment, anything that is needed for production is considered as a function or a factor of production. So no, we cannot produce something. We cannot produce commodity. We cannot produce rice. We cannot produce corn if we have no cost of inputs such as labor, capital, no, fixed costs such as buildings, such as machineries. So all those things are needed for us to produce goods and services. Okay, and we also discuss about the marginal product by which if we want to increase our production, we have to increase our cost of inputs so that there is corresponding increase of output, no? So we cannot produce if there is no inputs. Kung taas-taas kung dako ang atong kapital, dako ang ato ang mga cost of inputs, dili posibilidad nga dako po ang atong production, dako ang output, no? Therefore, ang cost of production or input cost magdepende kung unsa ang target nato nga output sa atong production. Kung gusto tag produce og daghan, so dapat na atay igo pud nga capital, igo nga cost of inputs para makaproduce ta og daghan. So, and I also discuss about the marginal product of labor. Marginal product of labor, ibig sabihin na ay dungag nga production tungod kinagdungag ta og labor or trabahante. No, kung magdungag tag trabahante, mo increase nga to ang production kay daghan man ang nag-produce. But sa tungad to, sige to increase sa trabahante, mag-increase ka tong production, pero ang increase niya is pagamay ng pagamay. Okay? So that's why we have the concept of the diminishing marginal return. And today, as a sort of application on a previous topic, so let us have our discussion today on the applications of the marginal product. Okay, so let us jump into our discussion now. So examples of the marginal product, no? So we have the Jack's cost. No, last time we mentioned that Jack is producing rice, no? So for example, Jack as a farmer must pay 1,000 per month for the land. Ibig sabihin, nagrenta siya ng lupa. So nagrenta siya ngayon ng lupa and the sales is per hectare, so the amount for rental is 1,000 per month. So at least in a short span of time, in a short run period of production, fix itong rental niya. No? But in the long run, it will vary, no? Okay, kasi mayroong increase na rental, so pwede mag-change ito. But in a short run period of business life cycle, so 1,000 per month lang muna in a short run period. Okay, that is the cost of rental for land. So fix ang yung area ni, no? Regardless of how much rice he grows, no? And another cost that Jax has to incur is the market wage, or the sahod, no, the market wage for a farm worker. There must be a farm worker in order to produce that goods or commodities such as rice. No, the farm worker is requires a wage of 2,000 per month. Okay, so another cost, no, the labor cost. So farmers Jack's costs are related to how much rice he produced. Now, if Jack wants to produce more and more kilos of rice, so maybe he will have to increase the number of workers so that there were many hands that will work on the farm. Then eventually there is increase in that production of rice. Considering now that the land area is fixed, no, land area is fixed. Uh, so farmers Jack's costs are related to how much rice he produce. Or maybe he want to produce more rice, he will have to add additional area of land. In that case, it will increase the land rental, no? Kung magduhag siyang area, so increase ang land rental. The cost of production, no, also increase because you want to increase the output of kilograms or bags of rice. So yun yun, no, ang cost. Okay, in this particular example, if Jack uh, requires no worker, even though he has the land, he has a month, so walay worker, so walay production, no? Kaya wala may worker. But bisag wala siya worker, walay na produce, pero naa siya cost of production because naa may renta ang yuta. But the labor cost, kung wala may trabahante, wala siya cost sa labor. In that case, the total cost, kung bisag zero yung production, so naa siya 1,000 nga cost of inputs. Bisag wala siya production. Pero if you want to produce rice, he has to add additional worker, no? One worker. So, add siya isa ka trabahante, so the marginal worker, additional worker. So with that, nakaproduce siya ang isa ka tao og 1,000 kilos of rice. Ang iyang renta na fixed man in a short run, so na siya renta. Na may tao nga ang iyang sweldo kada buwan 2,000, so na additional cost. Ang cost niya karon is duha na. The cost of labor as well as the cost of rental. So that ang total cost is 3,000. And he want to produce more, so he add another one, no? So dungag siya isa ka worker. So duha na tanan. So pag dungag niya, so nag-increase ang iyang abot og 1,800. Pero ang increase niya dinhi is only 800. So meaning to say, ang isa ka tawo nga nadungag niya, ang potential nga produce sa hektarya is only 1,800. You see, nag-increase ang abot, but ang increase is nag-decrease. Kaya dapat kasi is 1,000 kada isa ka tawo, dapat 2,000. But ang increase is nag-decrease. Okay? So, ang labor sa ka tao is 4,000. So, ang yung cost of production now, total cost of production is 5,000. Okay? Then, nadungog na po siya isa ka tao. Natulo na tanan, isa ka tao. So, silang tulo na magtrabaho, ang ilang produce is 2,4. So, increase ani pila man. So, 600, no? There's an increase of production na 600. So, take note, although tulo sila, nag-increase na siya sa 1,100, 2,4 nag-increase, pero ang increase niya matag row, matag linya, 600. So, nagkababa ang increase, although nag-increase, but the increase between in this row, nagka-decrease, no? Nga, nag-increase po lang ang total cost of production. Then naman, nagdungag lang po yung isa, marginal labor of 1. So, ang increase na niya diri is 400 na lang ng iyang increase, no? So, that's why mayroong 2,800 na production. Nga, upat ka tao, 2,000, 8,000 ang labor cost. So, 9,000 na ang cost karon. Then, nagdungag na po siya o isa ka tao. So, increase niya is 200. Ang cost niya 10,000 and the total cost is 11,000. So ito yung ibig sabihin na ang production dire nga column nag-increase tuod siya kay 1,000, 1,824, so on so forth, and 3,000. Pero ang iyang increase naga-decrease kay primerong increase 800. Sunod nga increase is 600, 400, 200. So mo ni ang gingon diri nga diminishing marginal return. Ibig sabihin nag-increase ang production but nag-diminish ang iyahang nag-increase ang production but the increase is at a decreasing rate. This is the diminishing marginal return. Okay? So, I hope klaro yan sa inyo, no? Okay. So, ibig sabihin, marginal product, for every unit or for every marginal increase of 1 unit sa labor, there is a corresponding increase in production, which is the marginal product of labor. Dito, ang marginal product of labor din is 1,000. Kaning level, no? Kaning linya. Diri naman, ang marginal product of labor naman, additional 1 is 800. Diri na po, ang marginal product of labor, additional 1 labor is 600. So, yan ang ibig sabihin ng marginal product of labor is the amount of increase because of the 1 unit increase of labor. Okay? So, try to understand that. Okay. Then, itong total cost, so we also have the Farmer's Jack's total cost curve. So, iyang cost, graph, no? In a graphical presentation, no? In a curve presentation. Okay, so ito kanina, ito yun, no? Ito yun. I-graph natin ito. No? Kaya nga, meron tayo, so ito, graph natin, relative to the production. So, we have to graph total cost. Alam natin na ang cost is magdepende sa atong level of production. Kung gusto magtaas ang production, magtaas ang cost. Okay? So, again, this is the y variable and this is the x variable. Ang giingon nato nga ang total cost magdepende sa level of production, quantity of production of rice. So that's why kay dependent variable man ang total cost, imutang to siya sa y variable because y is the dependent variable and an x is the independent variable. Bar. Now, so for example, kung 0 ang imuhang production, so 0 ang production, naa siya cost na 1,000. So this point now correspond to this point. Okay? Unya, kung mag-produce ka 1,000 kilos of rice, naa kay cost nga 3,000. So this is now 3,000. So this points now corresponds to this points. So klaro? So on and so forth. Kung imong tanawon, ang gilayon aning una nga point padulong dire taas kumpara sa gilayon aning nga points dinhi padulong dire. Because ito increase dito, this is 1,000, no? And dito is 800, ito sinabi natin kanina, di ba? And also, if you will notice, dito sa points na to, ang differential nila dito is, sinulatan kanina, 600. Dito naman, ang difference nitong next level na to, between this line, ang difference nila is 400. Okay, and this one, this is now 200. But this is the total cost curve. Look at the behavior of the total cost curve Diri increasing ang production because of increasing to cost, but the increase is decreasing because of this 800, 600, 400 to 100. So this is the examples of the total cost curve incurred by Jack's farm, no? Right. So now, when we say a total cost, we are considering all the cost, uh, particularly the explicit cost, no? All the cost that entails, that requires money. Okay. So now we have the marginal cost. When you say marginal, another term ng marginal is additional. Okay. So marginal cost is the increase in total cost from producing one more unit. Ang ibig sabihin, kung mo-increase kag isa ka unit sa imong production, again, kung mo-increase kag sa ka unit sa imong production or sa output sa imong production, okay, kung mo-increase kag 1 unit of production, pila ang cost ana? For example, ako, nag-produce ko og 5 ka chinilas. That is my output. Gusto ko unom. So na ako 1 unit increase ng 1 isa ka chinilas sa production. So ma-produce ko isa ka chinilas, iduwag na ko sa akong 5 mahimong unom, pilay additional cost ana. Kanang additional cost matag additional output gitawag na og marginal cost. Okay? Klaro? Again, marginal cost is the increase in the total cost from producing one more unit, in which the marginal cost is the change in total cost over the change in quantity or output. So this is quantity or output. Okay. Change in total cost. Change. Itong delta, sinabi ito natin, this is change or difference. This is change or difference or difference. It could be an increase, it could be a decrease, no? Ang change or the delta. This is the delta sign. Delta sign referring to the change or difference between 2 points. Okay? And now, go back to the Jack's farm, for example. Okay. So look at that. Jack farm, from this point to this point, ang change in production is 1,000. So change in production or change in quantity output, no? So 1,000. Yeah, ang total cost niya is 2,000. Okay, ang difference, change in total cost kay 3,000 minus 1,000, 1,000. And alam natin that the marginal cost is the change in total cost divided by change in quantity, no? Change in total cost, itong marginal cost, divided by change in quantity. So therefore, 2,000 divided by 1,000 is equals to 2. So ibig sabihin dito, at this level of production, ang isa ka unit ng output, ang gasto niya ana is $2. Okay? Kung modungag kag isa ka anhi nga level, ang cost matag isa ka unit ani, ang cost sa matag isa ka unit of production or additional production is $2. Okay? Ganun din dito sa baba, no? Okay. So diri mahal na ang kung magdungag kag isa ka output dinhi, ang imong gasto matag isa ka output ni produce is $2.5 na. Medyo mahal-mahal na, no? Ang ang unit diha. Nya dire mas mahal na dire no ang additional. Mas mahal na pud kung magdungag kag output dire nga level. Mas mahal nasamot na gyud dire sa ubos. So ang punto is aron makaginansya kag dako-dako dili lang kada pita mag-produce no sa 1,000 kay anuman. Kay gamay raman og cost of input. Depende na sa ikaw tag sa kumpanya, ikaw ang si Jack, depende na sa imuha kung kaya pa nimo nga diri taman mag-produce. Bawion na nimo sa volume, daghanon lang nimo maayo ang production, daghan paspasan na lang baligya no. Na siya. Okay, now na sabtan ang marginal cost. Ang marginal cost is ang gasto kung mo-produce kag additional quantity ng output. Okay? So why the marginal cost is important? Okay? Farmer Jack is rational and wants to maximize his profit. To increase profit, should he produce more or less wheat? No? To find the answer, Farmer Jack needs to think at a margin. Ibig sabihin, kailangan ka magunahuna, pila di ay ang cost matag isa nga imong ma-produce kung kanina kadaghanon ang imong i-produce. Okay? So if the cost of additional wheat is less than the revenue he would get from selling it, then Jack's profits rise if he produced more. So ibig sabihin, if the cost of additional wheat is less than the revenue, so mayroon tayong marginal revenue. Kung dako ang marginal cost kaysa marginal revenue, ibig sabihin makaginansya pa siya. Then padayon siya og produce og daghan. So muna importante ang MC tungod kay kanang indicator kung kailangan daw nimo produce og daghan or gamay lang ang imong produce. Pero kailangan nimo produce og daghan kung ang imong marginal cost is less than sa imong marginal revenue. So ibig sabihin gamay ra ka gasto kumpara sa imong halin. Okay. So gamay ra ang gasto kumpara sa halin. So dako ang halin kumpara sa imong gasto. So yan ka importante ang marginal cost. When we say marginal cost, we have to think of a one unit. So pilay presyo matag isa nako nga ma-produce. Pila akong dungag ana nga gasto. Nya, kung ako ang marginal cost is gamay kumpara sa akong marginal revenue, so pwede ko mag-produce og daghan pa. Okay? So, nga na ka-importante ang marginal cost. Okay? So, I guess we have to stop muna for that and next time, we have to continue with our discussion on the fixed and variable cost. No? But for now, we have to stop up to that para dali ra ninyo mabalikan kung unsa ang topic no kay ko atong itingob. Kailangan sig interpretation good lamang interpretation so minugbo lang ang atong button. So our take for today, so we discuss about the marginal cost. So ibig sabihin pila ang cost sa matag additional unit of output, no? Ano ang ibig sabihin? Importante ang marginal cost tungod kay kini ang basihan kung magpadayon ba ta produce ani nga gidaghanon nya kung atong marginal cost is baba kumpara sa atong marginal revenue sa atong halin no nga matag isa kada isa, so maayo nga magpadayon ng mag-produce. So we will continue our discussion on next meeting. Thank you for listening.